Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to my channel. In this video, I want to talk about stonewalling. This is not a psychology video. I'm an anthropologist, and as an anthropologist, I analyze and I evaluate culture, how human beings operate in groups and in societies. And there's one pattern I've noticed. Obviously, more people have noticed it, but I've noticed a pattern among human cultures, among human beings in general, both on a personal level as in a collective. People tend to stonewall. I'm not saying absolutely everyone does this, but majority of people, when difficulty arrives, they stonewall. Or let me say it better, they want to flee. Fleeing, or let me say escaping, can either be in an offensive manner, that they attack whatever difficulty there is around them, or they take it out on someone else, or they just remove themselves from the situation. And about the attacking, that is what often happens today through social media, when people just go off at you, either by trolling you or blocking you or whatever. It's stonewalling. There is something they don't want to face, but they need to leak out that heaviness so they are at ease, because that heaviness will harm them. So they look for an outlet to throw that heaviness upon. Look, stonewalling comes down to the following. Stonewalling is really saying, I don't want to comply. I don't want to take responsibility. I don't want to acknowledge reality. I just want things to be at ease on my terms, no matter what. That is what stonewalling is. Now, everyone during their lifetime has walked away from a situation because they just didn't want to put up with something. And there are times that's reasonable. There are times you can justify it. But to make it your attitude, your default attitude to always escape when something doesn't line up your expectations, that's dysfunctional. Look, there are situations you need to get away from because it's not you. There are situations that are just traps. You do what you have to do to fix it, you get in more trouble. So you need to know when to walk away. But to always just walk away because something doesn't add up with your expectation, that is dysfunctional. You won't get anywhere far in life with such an attitude. Nevertheless, a lot of people have this attitude. And society, to some extent, validates this attitude. Yes, society will tell you to face your problems and all of that, but when it comes down to it, society wants you to conform to keep others at ease. So society wants you to stonewall society's way. Society as a fear construct itself is a form of stonewalling. But we don't see it as such. Why do you think that certain behavior patterns remain generation after generation, even when those behavior patterns have proven decades already to be dysfunctional? It's because people don't want to face the truth. They don't want to face the facts. They don't want to face their contribution. So they avoid it. Look, it comes down to fear. It comes down to people not wanting to let go. Okay, I don't want to make this video too general. I want to make it practical for you. You will encounter people that stonewall out there. Some of them are narcissists, others are not, but stonewalling is a common thing. Often we're not even aware it's stonewalling because it's become almost natural to us to do it. Look, when you follow Christ, you need to unlearn stonewalling. When you follow Christ, you learn to look at the bigger picture and learn when to walk away, because not every circumstance deserves your attention. Not every circumstance should receive your attention. So there are times it's legitimate to walk away and not to deal with something. But this needs to be done in line with Christ. Look, when you face a difficulty, you acknowledge what's going on, but you also look beyond what's going on. And because you look beyond what's going on, you can clearly see what your involvement is, if there is any involvement on your part at all. If there is no involvement on your part, you need to acknowledge that also. And because you look at the bigger picture, you can see clearly what's going on. Not clearly in the sense that you have all information, no, but you can see the big view, what's happening. But here's the thing. People that stonewall, they just want the easy route all the time. They will not admit this, but this is negative activity. Even if this stonewalling motivates them to take action, that action is only a form of avoidance. A lot of folks, they operate in a survival mode, not because there's real physical danger, but they are operating in an emotional survival mode. It's all about their expectations that they hold on to. And they can mask their actions with so-called good reasons, or they always have their reasons, or they can repeat what society often says, and people leave them alone. But that doesn't change that they are in escapism. Look, small example given. If you have relatives that are out of their mind, and you say you're fed up with those people, you can break contact with them if they are really dangerous, that's true. But that's not the final answer. You need to be delivered, you need to recover. If you remove yourself from them, and you move to another town, but you don't renew your mind, you don't look beyond, guess what? You're still open to the negative. So someone else will appear in your life that will replace your toxic relatives. Because unclean spirits still have access to you. You're not delivered. So fleeing from one bad circumstance doesn't mean you're safe. You ought to be safe so that the bad circumstances disappear. As a believer, trouble will flee from you. Why? Because you're operating in safety, the safety. So safety first. That's why you agree with Christ. But the world who's not following Christ, they see bad stuff and want to escape bad stuff. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to escape bad stuff. But they don't have deliverance. So they're in a loop. They're in a, don't want to say vicious cycle, but they are, what I say, they're in a null movement. I've explained null movements before on this channel. Look up those videos. Look, when you follow Christ, you need to unlearn stonewalling. Because stonewalling won't get you anywhere safe. It won't get you anywhere prosperous. It won't get you anywhere with long-term benefits. It will only deceive you and it will only enable abusers to take advantage of you. It will only enable wolves in sheep's clothing to exploit you. That's why there are certain people you need to let go. Why? Because some people will only enable what Christ wants you to be delivered from. If you have certain patterns of stonewalling that Christ wants to work out of you, you need to be delivered from people that enable that stonewalling. Because stonewalling is practical. It's common in the world. It's almost normal. But it's wicked and it keeps you trapped. So some people, you need to let go of them. So Christ will chase them away from you. And this will hurt. This will bring temporary confusion to you because you don't know what's happening. But after a while, you will realize why Christ removed them from you. Also consider this. Stonewalling is a form of pride. Actually, stonewalling is pride in action. And stonewalling, this is what stonewalling does to you. You lose perspective. You can't look at the bigger picture anymore. You're only focused on escaping. You only are holding on to your expectation, your will. In such a state, you can't make sound decisions. In such a state, you can't relate well to other people. So obviously Christ wants you free from this. So if there are people that enable this in you, they need to go. I don't care how loving and kind they are to you. If they enable something that's destroying you, they need to go. Not because they mean you harm, but because their presence is used by the enemy to keep you in the negative. So, I am telling you, let them go. Agree with Christ.